Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you given the test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many questions you have attempted?
Sir, all.
All you have attempted. Okay. And how many you got it correct?
Sir, 20.
20 correct and 5 wrong out of 25. Okay, good. So why you attempted all questions? Like you felt that you will get the answer of all 25 questions, or you just wanted to attempt all? Was there no any questions which you were not aware about when you could have skipped that question? Because in UPSC exam, it's very important to understand that that you are not going to get the answer of all the questions. If you don't know the answer of few questions, it's better to skip such questions. Okay, we'll discuss. We will
Sir,
discuss
actually,
about. We will discuss about the questions which you got it wrong and where you went wrong and whether you should have attempted that question or you shouldn't have attempted that question. That we will discuss later. No problem. Okay. What about you, Sonali?
22 attempt केले होते.
22 attempt केले. Okay. किती बरोबर आले?
20.
Okay. 2 wrong, 22. Okay. Fine. So 20 correct, 22 wrong. Yes, Zainab. See, this is the difference between you and her. She also got 20 correct. You also got 22 correct. But she made only 2 wrongs and you made 5 wrongs. So who is better? Marks wise. Because if she got
yes,
2
sir.
wrong, if she got what you can say 20 correct and you also got 20 correct, but since you have attempted all 25, your negative will be more than her. So that is very important that in competitive exams, you need to, what you can say, understand which question to be skipped. Fine? Check. What about you, Rupali?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I got 10 correct.
You got 10 correct. Okay. And how much you attempted?
20.
20. So 10 correct, 10 wrong. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. का रुपाली एवढे का कमी तुझे म्हणजे चुकले कसे काय दहा? What was the problem? Did you check it out where you went wrong?
तर काही क्वेश्चन मध्ये म्हणजे असं नीट वाचले नाहीत व्यवस्थित त्यामुळे चुकले.
मग तुझी चूक कळाली का? Like where did you made a mistake?
Yes, sir.
So see, test will help you in understanding where you normally make the mistake. So don't repeat it in exam. So what is the purpose of having this test is that you should able to understand where you make mistake. Like in spite of having good knowledge, like I think you are the one who is preparing for UPSC for last 3 months, and I have a lot of expectation from you. So what happens when you study more and if you don't have a practice of solving the question, then the chances of getting it wrong is more. तो जिसकी पढ़ाई कम होती है, ज्यांचा अभ्यास कमी होतो त्यांची चुकीची कमी होतात आणि ज्यांचा अभ्यास जास्त होतो ना त्यांची चूक जास्त होतात. कळलं रुपाली? So try to understand where you made the mistake and don't repeat it again. Fine?
Okay, sir.
Okay. And what about polity, Rupali? What is your score for polity?
Sir, I didn't check it.
Okay, fine. Check. Chaliye. So Naveen, have you given the test which I given to you? Hello, Naveen, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have attended.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
sir. You're audible.
Okay. How much correct you got? How much you attempted?
I attempted 21 questions, sir. In that, I got 16 correct. 16
correct and 5 wrong. Okay, check it. No problem. Check. So where you got it wrong, we will check it out. And again, the 24 questions which you have left. So let's see if you could have solved those questions by using some what you can say the logic or some what you can say the understanding the previous year trend of the questions. Can you able to what you can say solve that? That we can see, right? Okay, fine. What about you, Bagisha? How much you attempted? Have you given the test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much you attempted out of 25?
25, sir.
How much you attempted out of 25 questions? Have you attempted all the questions?
Out of 25, sir, I attended all the
questions. Okay. And how much you got correct?
Sir, I didn't know that you gave the answer key also, so I have to check that.
You have to check it out. Okay, so why you attempted all the questions? Like you knew about the all the questions, or like you just wanted to give all the attempts?
Sir, I was confused in 2 questions. So I still tried to attempt them.
So
I should have left them, but I attended.
Fine. So 23 questions you were sure about your answers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Second, let's see whether you got it correct or not, and that's fine. Okay. What about you, Himakshi? Hello, Himakshi. Have you given the test? Okay, I guess she's not getting my voice. Okay, no issue. We'll start. So we'll start with the test. So 1 second. Okay, all of you have the test paper with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, check it.
Yes, sir.
So start discussing the question paper. So can you all see the screen? Is it visible? Can you all see the screen? Can you all see the question?
No, sir.
1 second.
Yes, sir.
It's visible now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Okay, is it okay now? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Check it. So here you can see that the question says, what is the purpose of one-time restructuring of stressed asset by RBI recently? So I have included this question because I'm expecting a question on this particular initiative by the RBI, because we have seen that in last 2-3 years, whenever an initiative is taken by the Reserve Bank of India, the question has been asked. So earlier the question has been asked about the S4A, but I have included the recent, what you can say, the scheme which was started by the Reserve Bank of India. So what is the purpose of one-time restructuring of stressed asset by RBI? So first option, to lessen the government of India's perennial burden of fiscal deficit and current account deficit. So is it a purpose of, what you can say, starting this scheme? Is that restructuring of the asset is, what you can say, objective of it to reduce the fiscal deficit and current account deficit? No, this is wrong. So to support the infrastructure projects of central and state government? No. To act as an independent regulator in case of application of loans of rupees 500 crore or more, or to aim at faster resolution of stressed assets of below 500 crore. So the answer of this question is D. Right? Any doubts about it? Because I've seen that the Reserve Bank of India wanted to, what you can say, have a faster resolution of the stressed assets, and that is why it has started a one-time restructuring of the stressed assets recently. Clear? So you need to know, like, what is the initiative started by the Reserve Bank of India, in particular in the current, what you can say, the problems of the banking sector in India. Second, the RBI governor is selected by. So who select the RBI governor? That question is asked here. So here, you need to know specific, or then only you should attempt such question, and you should not. If you don't know, it's better to leave such questions. So Banks Board Bureau, Reserve Bank of India Board of Directors, Union Ministry of Finance, and Parliament of India. Anyone knows who appoints the governor of RBI? Okay, how many of you attempted second question and got it wrong or got it correct? Who got it
Sir,
wrong?
I got it right.
You got it right. Okay, so option C is correct, right? Union Ministry
Yes.
of Finance.
Yes, sir. Yes, he is
Yes,
correct.
sir.
Okay,
C is
anyone who has attempted and got it wrong? No one? Gitanjali?
Sir, I don't know about this, so I have not attempted.
Very good. If you don't know, if you have not attempted, that's fine. But attempting and getting it wrong is a not good thing in competitive exam, like in UPSC prelims, right? If you know, if you get it correct, that's fine. But the best thing is that if you don't know and if you have not attempted, that's good. But attempting and getting wrong is not good. Fine. Check it. Going to the next question. Fair and remunerative prices is fixed by union government on basis of. So every year we know that there is one question related to the agricultural pricing mechanism. So FRP, MSP, procurement price, all these things. So last year also we have seen there was some questions related to the procurement price. So this year I have added a question related to the fair and remunerative prices. So fair and remunerative prices are decided on the basis of, because we have seen last time The question was that how the MSP is decided, right? MSP or how the procurement price is decided, that is what is mentioned here. So here you can see FRP is fixed by union government on basis of cost of production, then demand supply situation and intercrop price parity and domestic and international prices. So anyone knows what is FRP? FRP is given by the mill owners, sugar mill owners to the farmers. It is not given by government, but it is given by the mill owners. So what are the criteria deciding the FRP that is here asked here? So cost of production, demand supply situation, intercrop price parity and domestic and international prices of sugar. Right, so all of the above are correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is correct in this question. So option D is correct in this question. Any doubts?
Sir, what is intercrop price parity?
Intercrop price parity means, suppose if one price is high, like for example, wheat is 2500 rupees per kg and sugar is 1700 per kg. And for that reason, suppose the farmers are growing only wheat and not sugar. So to increase the production, to make the changes in the cropping pattern, government tries to, what we can see, make the cropping price of the crops at level places. So to bring that crop at the price parity, the government sometimes increase the FR. So that is what is called as intercrop price parity. Parity is what? To make it equal. Parity का मतलब होता है to make, what we can say, at par with other crops. So that is also taken into consideration while deciding the prices of FRP. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you attempted this question, Gitanjali?
Yes, sir, I have marked D.
D, 1, 2, 3, 4. B for Bombay or D for Delhi?
D for Delhi.
So you got it correct, right? ठीक है, कोई problem. चलिए. Okay, first question. Most of the India here I have seen that we have seen that the some of the questions are being asked from the economic survey. So I have taken this question from the economic survey. Most of India's consumption is by government entities. Consumption is from, but I have taken like almost, what you can say, like 3 to 4 questions related to the consumption problem of India, because last year consumption demand was one of the most important problem of the or challenge in front of the Indian economy, and that is why I have included many questions related to consumption, and I'm expecting questions will be asked related to the consumption demand problem in Indian economy in the prelims exam. So most of India's consumption is by government entities. And second, India's consumption demand decreased in last 5 years. So whether the statement is correct or wrong, that has been asked. So the first statement, that is most of India's consumption is by government entities, correct or wrong? What do you think? Yes, Bagisha, what do you think? The statement is correct or wrong?
Sir, अभी मैंने इसका 2 किया था, B second 2 only.
So 2 only. So India's consumption demand decreased in last 5 years, 2 only is correct. First is wrong actually. Consumption is by the private entities and not by the government entities. Government का जो consumption होता है वो बहुत कम होता है, private में ज़्यादा होता है और household consumption बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. So in that sense, first statement is wrong and second statement is correct. So 2 only is the correct answer. Got it?
Sir, in the answer key, it is not given. It is given D.
Neither 1 nor 2.
Yes, sir.
Most of the
I also marked it D.
most of India's consumption is by
No, answer key में it's given C.
both 1 and 2.
अच्छा हाँ, D नहीं था.
Check it. So let's see whether the India's consumption is by the government entities or not. So maybe हो सकता है शायद 1 and 2 is maybe correct, because I have created this question after going through the economic survey of India. So you go and check it out. Maybe answer 1 and 2 may be correct. But anyways, you got it कि ऐसे जब सवाल आते हैं तो इस सवाल में आपको क्या करना है, ये जो पहला वाला जो statement है, that is India's consumption demand decreased in last year, that you need to know, and consumption is by the government entities. I guess consumption should be by the government entities. Just to go and check it out, the economic survey of India. ठीक है, so answer key it is C, both 1 and 2, right? Hello, Zainab, in answer key it is both 1 and 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Chale, going to the next question. Which of the following is included in liabilities of the Commercial Bank of India? So last year the question was related to which among the following is the assets of the Commercial Bank of India. Now here is which of the following is included in the liabilities of the Commercial Bank of India. So advances, deposits, investment, money at call and short notice. So which is the liability of the government? So I expect all of you to attempt these questions if you know the basics of banking sector in India. So answer for this is option B, that is deposit, because we know that deposits which kept by the people into the banking sector is 1 second, am I recording the class or not? Yes, I'm recording it, right? So which of the following is included in the liability? That is, deposits are the liabilities of the commercial bank. Any doubts about it? So answer B is correct. रूपाली
सर
कुठे चूक हाँ
डी क्यों नहीं हो सकता सर?
कौन सा?
डी लास्ट
D,
वन
money at call and short notice.
सर.
हाँ, so see you already mentioned what is liabilities, right? So money at call and short notice जो है वो दूसरों को दिया जाता है. So दूसरों को जो दिया जाता है वो liabilities नहीं होता है, वो asset होता है. Money at call and short
सर
notice
मनी
means
एंड कॉल नोटिस तो वो हो गया ना जिस पे मतलब जो कॉमर्शियल बैंक आरबीआई से लेती है फॉर द शॉर्ट टर्म लोन.
no. Money at call and short notice वो होता है कि जिसमें एक कमर्शियल बैंक दूसरे कमर्शियल बैंक से बोरो करती है फॉर शॉर्ट टाइम.
तो सर ये तो फिर लायबिलिटी हुई ना.
नहीं, यहाँ पर क्या है कि कमर्शियल बैंक ने दूसरों को दिया है, यहाँ पर लिया नहीं है. लाइक वन समझ में आया ना? यस, कंफ्यूजन है डिपॉजिट्स में भी और डी में भी हो सकता है, बट अगर आप डिपॉजिट्स और मनी एट कॉल सेंटर में अगर देखेंगे तो मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट आंसर विल बी डिपॉजिट्स, बिकॉज फॉर डिपॉजिट्स आर फॉर श्योर इट इज लायबिलिटी. बट यहाँ पर क्या हो सकता है, मनी एट कॉल में ये लिया हुआ है या दिया हुआ है उस पर डिपेंड करता है.
यस सर.
Got it? So answer should be B here, that is deposits. Yes, Zainab, any doubts?
No, sir.
Got it, Sonali? Any doubts? You got it correct?
Yes, sir.
चेक. चल रुपाली, तू मला सांग कुठले तुझे प्रश्न चुकलेले आहेत त्याला मला सांग. का चुकताय तुझे, तो थोडं सबक चेक कर, because I did not expect from you to get 10 questions wrong. ठीक है? Going to the next question. In the context of India, which of the following factor is or contributors to the reducing fiscal deficit? So which can reduce the fiscal deficit? That is what is asked here. So rationalization of subsidies, increasing of the government expenditure, and increase in profit of PSU. So do you think rationalization of subsidies will reduce the fiscal deficit? Yes. Am I right? And increasing the government expenditure? No. Increasing the government expenditure will actually increase the fiscal deficit. Right? And increasing in profit of PSU. Increasing profit of the PSU will obviously increase the revenue of the government and it will reduce the deficit. So answer should be 1 and 3. Here in this question, options 1 and 3 was not there. So that is why this question I'm cancelling it. So answer should be 1 and 3. That option B should be 1 and 3 only. But here the option was not given properly. So you can say cancel this question. So but you got the answer. What should be the answer of this question? 1 and 3. Why? Because increasing government expenditure leads to fiscal expansion and
so
not
sir, if 1 and 3 is not there, then 1 only we will mark na.
हाँ, अगर आपने 1 only mark किया है तो that's fine. I will give you the grace mark. But यहाँ what I am saying कि यहाँ पर जो option ही गलत frame हुआ था, अगर 1 and 3 only should have been there. I have realized afterwards when I checked it out that the option is like as I mentioned wrong. So that's why I will cancel this question. Fine.
Yes sir.
Check. Going to the next. But how you felt the question paper? Like, did you have any feeling of the questions like the UPSC?
Yes sir. Exactly. UPSC period.
Check. Because I have tried to, you can say, make some factual questions, and I have tried to, you can say, frame the statement as the way UPSC is framing. Because what is the majority of the classes, they ask very direct questions. They ask either too difficult question or they ask very too easy questions. So here what is happening that this question tests your overall understanding of the economy. That it is not like सिर्फ अगर एक particular topic अगर आपको अच्छे से किया, like आपने सिर्फ commercial bank किया या banking sector किया, तो आंसर नहीं आएंगे. You need to know the overall economic management कैसे होता है वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है? And that is what is happening. Like in last 2-3 years, especially the questions from the economy is like you need to have a comprehensive understanding of all aspects of economy: inflation, banking sector, balance of payment, then fiscal policies, then even what you can say money supply, share market, financial market, then government policies. All these things you need to have, what you can say, you need to comprehend it in total. You cannot solve this question by only knowing one particular aspect of the economic management. Right? So that is why the questions are being framed in this way. So next question, which of the following, I'm saying questions will not be repeated as it is in the exam. जैसे मैंने question frame किया है, I'm not saying कि I will not claim कि question वैसे ही आएंगे, but such type of thinking, such type of what you can say the understanding you need to develop while solving the economic question. Fine. The next question is, which of the following is issued by a registered corporate company to borrow money? Options are certificate of deposits, commercial paper, promissory notes, and participatory notes. So this is again a factual question. You need to know you need to know about all these particular things, who issues what. So here the answer is commercial paper. So commercial papers are issued by the private companies to raise the capital. Remaining, that is the certificate of deposits, then promissory notes are issued by the government, while the participatory notes are issued by a registered entity in which the foreign investors are invested. So last year the question has been asked about the participatory notes. This year I have included the commercial paper. Fine. So you need to know all these types of deposits, all these types of notes issued by both government and private entities. So there are various types of tools, both by private sector as well as the government sector, which tries to raise the capital. Someone might get that you need to revise. Am I right? And one more thing, I will be sharing you some news on the group again after this. What you can say the session is over. You need to read all those points which will be available in the news. And I know that in last 2-3 years, maximum questions have been directly taken from the newspaper. Right? Okay. Going to the next question. Yes, Yasmin. Have you joined right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so बाद में आप recording देख लेना. Question number 8. Real gross domestic product is an inflation adjusted measure that reflects the value of goods and services produced in economy in given year expressed in a base year prices. So the statement is correct or wrong? We have seen that every year there is at least one question related to the various what you can say the economic measurement, that is GDP, GNP, purchasing power parity, gross value addition, and we have seen that most of the time such type of statement which are given by the UPSC are correct. So this statement is correct or wrong? Is it a right definition of the real GDP?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Second statement.
Yes, sir.
In terms of real GDP domestic product, India is ranked ahead of China. So is it correct or wrong? Is India's ranking ahead of China? This is wrong. ये तो basic ही आपको पता चलता है. So the statement is wrong. So answer should be 1 only. Now you need to understand how I am framing the question and how I am trying to check your basic knowledge. अब देखना. You are getting it? Sonali, Gitanjali. Yes, Rupali.
तर इन्फ्लेशन ऍडजस्टेड मेजर म्हणलं तर नॉमिनल जीडीपी येणार ना.
हा नाही इथे कुठे आहे, इथे काय रियल जीडीपी इज अन इन्फ्लेशन ऍडजस्टेड मेजर. इन्फ्लेशन ऍडजस्टेड मेजर म्हणजे काय की नॉमिनल जीडीपी मध्ये इन्फ्लेशन ऍड होतो. Because the nominal, when the nominal GDP is added, it leads to what you can say, it leads to the addition of the value of the inflation. So when the real GDP is calculated, the inflation is what you can say, inflation is minus. Inflation को minus किया जाता है, and that is why it is called as inflation adjusted measure. Inflation adjusted measure म्हणजे काय की inflation cut करून जे काही GDP ची व्हॅल्यू जी कॅल्क्युलेशन केली त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो, रियल जीडीपी म्हणतो. कळलं? So last bracket मध्ये म्हणून दिलं की इथे confusion होऊ नये. That is why I have given the statement in the bracket that expression in base year prices. So that is what is we know, that real GDP is expressed in the base year prices and not on the current year prices. So the first statement is correct, second statement is wrong. So one only is correct.
ओके सर.
Okay, and one more thing, remember, Rupali, मी तुला अगोदर सांगितलेलं की whenever UPSC has asked this type of question, first type of statements are correct. Whenever the definition has been given, whether it is related to purchasing power parity or whether it is related to gross value addition, असे जेव्हा स्टेटमेंट येतात most of the time ते स्टेटमेंट बरोबर असतात. हे ट्रेंड तुला माहित असायला पाहिजे. I am focusing more on the trends. I am focusing more on the trends, how the UPSC is framing the statement. All of you are getting? Zainab, Bagisha, Piyush. I'm not checking your knowledge here. I'm just checking whether you are understanding the recent trends of framers of the UPSC questions or not. And the basic. That's it. Okay, Yasmin, you got it correct or wrong? This question. Yasmin, am I audible to you?
Sir.
Check it. Going to the next question. Which one of the following is not most likely measure the government of RBI takes to increase the sliding consumption demand? So we know that every year the questions have been asked about the functions of RBI as well as the governor related to economic growth, related to currency crisis, related to the current account deficit. So which of the following measures is not likely to taken by the government to increase the sliding consumption demand? So we know that if the consumption demand is decreasing, so which of the following can be taken and which cannot be taken? That is what is asked here, right? So when you read the option, you need to know whether that action taken by the government leads to increase in the demand or not. So first option, DBT of money into small and marginal farmer accounts. So do you think that transferring money directly to for small and marginal farmer, will it lead to consumption or will it lead to demand or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It will. Then in decrease in repo rate, if the repo rate is decreased, will it lead to more money supply in the economy or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
D, increase in CRR of commercial banks.
No.
No, sir.
No. So C is not likely measure taken by the government, and D, using helicopter money policy. So all of you know what is helicopter money policy. We have come to know about this helicopter money policy. So question can be asked directly about helicopter money, or you need to know what is helicopter money. Helicopter money is what? Where the money is directly given to the people without any economic activity, without having any economic activity. So will it lead to consumption demand or not? It will lead. So
Yes, sir.
answer for this question is C. That increase in CRR actually decrease the money supply and it will not lead to consumption demand. Correct? Check it. Going to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding the recent decision of the government of India to amend the FDI policy. So recently we have seen that there was a change in the FDI policy, that is foreign direct investment policy of the government. So what is the the provisions of those FDI policy and what was the objective? First, it was to put a blanket ban on investment through automatic route by neighboring countries. So the statement is correct or wrong? Yes, because we have seen the government has banned it. Second, the move is seen as an attempt to ward off threat of opportunistic takeover of Indian companies. So I'm expecting questions on this opportunistic takeover. So question can be like, consider the following statements regarding the opportunity takeover. So what is the meaning of this opportunity takeover? That can be asked. So write it down. See, क्वेश्चन एज इट इज ऐसे ही आएगा, ऐसे नहीं है, बट जो मैंने टॉपिक्स क्वेश्चन में लिए हुए हैं उस टॉपिक से क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. सो इन दिस क्वेश्चन कैन बी रिलेटेड टू द अपॉर्चुनिटी टेक ओवर. इन दिस क्वेश्चन द क्वेश्चंस कैन बी रिलेटेड टू द कंजम्पशन डिमांड. In this year, the question can be related to the real GDP issue which is going on. So that can be asked here. So you need to go and check it out. What is the meaning of this opportunity takeover? Simply search it in Google. Opportunities takeover, and whatever the basic information is given by 3 important news channels. One is Business Standard and the Live Mint, and if you want, you can also take it from the Indian Express. So you just need to check it out. What are the basics of these things? So option 2 is also correct. Third option, the curbs which are already in force for investment from India, from Pakistan and Bangladesh will extend to China. So what do you think? The third statement is correct or wrong? Have you read in the newspaper whether it has been extended? Whether
Correct,
it has,
sir.
that statement is also correct, right? So
Yes,
the correct answer for this question is all 1, 2 and 2. Clear? Okay, how many of you attempted these questions and got it correct? Just raise your hand. How many of you attempted and got it correct? Naveen got it correct. Very good. Bagisha, you have attempted correct or you got it wrong? Or you have not attempted?
Correct, sir. Attempted.
correct.
So got it wrong?
No, sir. It's right. 1, 2, 3.
Right. Okay, fine. Share it. What about you, Piyush?
Sir, I got it correct.
You got it correct. Very good. Fine. So I'm expecting question on this FDI policy this year, which has been done by the government. Hello? Okay, sorry. So next question. The consumption demand in economy increases with which one of the following? See, I have taken 3 questions related to the consumption demand only because I expect that questions will be related to the consumption demand, the sliding consumption demand in India. So the consumption demand in an economy increases with which one of the following? Options: increase in CRR, increase in government expenditure, increase in SLR, actually SLR rate it should be in there. Then increase in the population of the country. So what should be the most appropriate answer of this question? Yes, Sonali. Which of the following may increase the consumption demand?
Sir, it's B.
Be increase in the government expenditure.
Yes.
Right?
Sir.
Very good. So Sonali, तुला प्रश्न कळतायत ना आता? You're getting how the UPSC is framing the questions and how you can get the answer.
Yes, sir.
Fine, good. Any doubts? Other students, Moin, Yasmin. If you have any doubts about that particular question, you can ask me. We are left with 8 minutes. I'll try to, what you can say, finish all the questions within this remaining time. So in India, petrol and diesel prices are higher in some states than in other because we know that the prices are different in different states. Why? First option, GST rates varies from state to state. This is wrong because GST rate do not vary. Demand for fuel vary from state to state. It is the correct thing, but it cannot be the reason for the changes in the what you can say the change or what you can say the differences in the prices of diesel and petrol. Excise tax varies from state to state. Quality of petrol varies from state to state. The answer for this question is C, because excise taxes for the petroleum as well as the sanitary products are still with the government, and that is why the C is what we can say the C is the correct answer. Fine. Any doubts about it? Okay, going to the next question. Question number 13. Which one of the following best describes the term moratorium period? Sometimes seen in the news. So moratorium period, have you seen the term moratorium period?
Yes, sir.
So which one of the following best describes the term moratorium period, sometimes seen in the news? So option A is the period in which commercial bank sells the stressed assets of ARC. The period of RBI stops transaction or limit transaction till it's take over by other bank in case of banks is collapsed. C, the period in which commercial banks stop lending loans to the people. Or D, the period in which commercial banks go for high lending rates to priority sector only. So what is the correct answer of these questions? Yes, Sonali, sorry, Rupali, what do you think? What should be the correct answer of this question?
Sir, I marked D.
D, the period in which commercial banks go for high lending rates for priority sector only.
Yes.
That cannot be the answer in any case. And as I told you that whenever you have only statement, most of the time the statement is wrong. Moratorium लक्षात नाही का पहिले आपण क्लास मध्ये डिस्कस केलेलं होतं moratorium period चा. Sonali, do you remember we have discussed about this moratorium period when there was one bank which was collapsed. I guess Yes Bank. When Yes Bank has collapsed, at the time the Reserve Bank of India has declared a moratorium for the transaction of the Yes Banks, as well as a moratorium was also declared related to the when the Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank has also collapsed in Mumbai. Right, Sonali?
Yes.
So what is the correct answer for this question?
B.
B for Bombay. The period when RBI stops transaction or limit transaction till it takes over other bank in case a bank is collapsed. Got it, Rupali? Any doubts
Yes,
for this
sir.
question? Okay, how many of you got correct in this answer? Check it. Going to the next question. Consider the following statement.
Sir,
Yes, Bhagishya.
Yes, sir. I knew about moratorium period. Still, I didn't mark it. I was not able to get the answer.
Okay, so you skip this question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. If skipping is better than what you can say marking and getting it wrong. Okay, going to the 14th question.
ये वाला क्वेश्चन कैसे क्वेश्चन में आएगा, मॉडरेट या फिर इजी?
ये वाला क्वेश्चन जो है ये मॉडरेट लेवल पे है. It is not too easy and it is not again too difficult because if you have read the newspaper.
सर अब ऐसे देखेंगे तो तीन तो हम सीधे सीधे निकाल सकते हैं. जो तीन ऑप्शन है, पहले वाला स्ट्रेस असेट हटा देंगे. हटाने से तो बी आ जाएगा, लेकिन जो मुझे डेफिनेशन पता थी उस हिसाब से मैं डायरेक्ट बी पे भी नहीं जा पा रही थी. अभी तीनों को हटा के बी कर देंगे, वो एक अलग चीज है.
तो एग्जाम में वही करना है ना. अगर आपको इफ यू आर एबल टू एलिमिनेट डी वन ए सी एंड डी देन ऑब्वियसली आंसर वही होना चाहिए. तो अगर ये तो बहुत अच्छी चीज है बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस कि in UPSC you get the answer by eliminating and not by knowing the exact answer. Like there will be like 4 to 5 such questions, Bhagisha, where कि आपको एग्जैक्ट आंसर क्या ये नहीं पता है, बट ये नहीं हो सकता, सी नहीं हो सकता, डी नहीं हो सकता, ए अगर आपको पता है तो यू शुड हैव मार्क बी।
यस सर।
ठीक है, जो ये चीज देखना है, बिकॉज ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। ऐसे देयर विल बी मोर देन लाइक 4 to 5 सच क्वेश्चंस वेयर यू कैन सिंपली मार्क, बिकॉज मैंने क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करते वक्त मैंने आपको बताया था कि सिंस सी कैन नॉट बी द आंसर, बी कैन नॉट बी द आंसर, ए कैन नॉट बी द आंसर, आई विल मार्क बी। So that is what is expected from UPSC कि अगर आपको मोरेटोरियम पीरियड नहीं पता है बट बाकी का तो पता होना चाहिए कि ये तो मोरेटोरियम नहीं हो सकता। ठीक है, so that is what is the skill for prelims exam. 40, the domestic borrowing is more than external borrowing in last 5 years. The second statement, there is no limit, there is no any limit on external borrowing on government financing. So second statement and first statement, so what do you think, both statements are correct or wrong? Second statement तो 100% क्या होगा, right or wrong?
गलत।
रॉन्ग होगा।
रॉन्ग है। तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट के बारे में अगर आपको पता है, ये तो ये आपको कब पता रहेगा, when you will be knowing about the first statement whether this statement is correct or wrong, when you have read economics of, right? So अगर आपको पता है, याद है, तो you should attempt one only, नहीं है तो it's better to go for neither one nor two, but you should attempt such question also in exam. Fine, so answer for this question is what do you think, external borrowing is more or internal borrowing is more?
External is more.
External is more in last 5 years. You are sure या ऐसे ही गेस वर्क कर रहे हो? आपने देखा इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में? ठीक है, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में भी अगर नहीं भी देखा है तो भी पिछले 5 साल का अगर स्टेटस ऑफ द इंडियन इकोनॉमी देखोगे तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, और गवर्नमेंट की जो पॉलिसी है कि whether we should go for external borrowing or we should go for internal borrowing, which one is better, external borrowing is better or internal borrowing better, on that basis also you can have a guesswork. Yes Piyush, what do you think?
So नहीं, statement 1 तो मेरे हिसाब से एक्सटर्नल है, बट आई लेफ्ट दिस क्वेश्चन बिकॉज सर कैन यू प्लीज टेल कि मतलब क्या लिमिट रहती है एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग्स पे, गवर्नमेंट फाइनेंसिंग पे, और कहाँ पे किस लॉ के अंडर है, मतलब आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट।
FRBM
में सर एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग्स भी अपन ने मेंशन करी हुई है क्या?
किसमें? FRBM में
एक्सटर्नल बोरोइंग्स की कोई लिमिट, क्योंकि सर जब हम एक्सटर्नल लोन्स लेते हैं वो भी हायर उस पे, तो जब भी रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कम मिलता है तो हम बड़ा बड़ा लोन ले लेते हैं, तो आई डोंट थिंक, मतलब आई एम नॉट श्योर, बट स्टिल एज फार एज आई जापान से जब लोन लिया था और जब भी हम लेते हैं तब आई डोंट रिमेम्बर कि कोई लिमिट को फॉलो करते हैं।
दो चीजें होती हैं पीयूष, एक तो होता है कि एक तो गवर्नमेंट बोरोइंग होता है, और जापान जो इंडिया में जो देता है लोन वो प्राइवेट एंटिटी के लिए देता है। मैक्सिमम लोन व्हिच इज गिवन बाय द जापान व्हाट फॉर द प्राइवेट एंटिटी, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल the metro rail project is actually is not borrowed by the government, it is actually that is Japan's investment and they have given the loan to some Indian company, so that's a different thing. Here we are talking about the government financing. So FRBM Act जो है it puts some limitations on borrowing, saying that the fiscal deficit shall not be more than 3% of the total GDP of the country. So fiscal deficit का मतलब ये होता है external borrowing। समझ में आ गया? So in that sense, yes, you are right. Japan gives a loan to India, but Japan जब लोन देता है तो वो प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है उनका, प्राइवेट कंपनीज के लिए लोन दिया जाता है। सो बुलेट ट्रेन जो है वो गवर्नमेंट ने नहीं स्टार्ट की है, वो एक प्राइवेट कंपनी ने स्टार्ट की है। Got it? ठीक है, going to the next. Which one of the following regulates the payment banks in India? I am expecting questions on the payment banks. So कौन regulate करता है? Indian Bank Association, NCPL, and National Payment Corporation of India or Reserve Bank of India. So answer is D here. The payment banks are regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay? So see here in such type of question you need to know exactly. There is no guesswork here. You cannot have a guesswork. You need to know the exact